Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a review on this Roborock Qrevo Master. So this will mop and vacuum your house at the same time. Here we've got a big mess. We've got some muddy paw prints. We've got a bunch of hair on some carpet. We're going to see how well it cleans. But first, let's talk about the robot and the base unit before we start cleaning. Okay, so up top here, we've got a clean water tank. So you're just going to put clean water in here. You can add a little Roborock solution to the clean water, but you don't have to. And here we have the dirty water tank. So after it washes the mop pads, it's going to empty out the dirty water tank from the base unit into this part. And you'll have to empty that out and clean that out once in a while. Now I add about 2 capfuls of this Roborock solution to my fresh water, but you don't have to add that. Now the base unit is going to auto empty. So here you have a dust bag. You're going to have to change this dust bag once in a while. It's super easy to replace. You're just going to pull this gray tab out and then slide a new one in this track. Okay, so now let's talk about the robot. So down here in the base station, this is where it's going to clean the mop pads. And there's this little scraper. So this docking station is called the Docking Station 3.0. It has dirt detect technology. Whenever it sucks the dirty water up from cleaning the mop pads, it can tell if that water was really dirty. If so, wherever that water came from, like wherever the robot just was mopping, it'll tell it to go back and re-mop that area. Now it also will heat up the water that it's using to wash the mop pads. So it's going to put hot water down here. It's going to spin the mop pads, and then it's going to suck up the dirty water. And then once in a while, you will have to do a self-cleaning cycle on this docking station. So in the app, there is a cleaning cycle that will put water down here. You can kind of brush it around and then clean it. But this is also designed to come out so that you can clean it in the sink also. That's where it's going to auto-empty the dust bin. That's where it's going to fill the robot up and charge it. So I love that the robot has LiDAR navigation. We've got we got a home button and a power button. It does have a camera on the front, and it also has reactive AI. So the obstacle avoidance for this one is actually pretty good. It also has a sidearm here that's going to move out. Whenever it can sense that it's up against the wall and in a corner, it'll move this out so that it can sweep that corner. That's pretty cool to watch. It has the bumper, so if it runs into something, it will also turn around the other way. Again, here's where it's going to charge the robot. There's where it's going to fill the robot up. The robot has a tank. It's going to take this clean water. Now, if you've got the Roborock solution mixed with it, it's going to take that water and fill up a tank in here so that as the robot is mopping, it's going to be wetting the mop pad from the top. Here's where it auto empties. Here's the dust bin. So the robot's going to go around and vacuum your house. Everything's going to go into this little dust bin. And then at the end of the job, it's going to get everything that it picked up is going to get sucked out of here into this dust bin right here through there. Once in a while, there is a filter in here that you are going to have to clean. And the nice thing about it is it's reusable. So you can wash it and then let it dry in the sun and then clean it. So they're doing something a little different here. The suction is coming in from the top. Right here. That's where the motor is, somewhere in here. It's creating the suction. It's sucking everything up through the roller right there. So the filter is in the top of the unit. And again, you take it out of here, but you can wash this, get this all nice and clean. And again, since it has LiDAR navigation, it's going to be able to map your house really well. And in the app, you can create no-go zones, no mopping zones, and you can tell it separate the rooms into different rooms. LiDAR is really good at mapping your house. There's something that's spinning in there that the entire time the robot's working. Okay, here's the bottom of the robot. It's got the double brush rollers. Once in a while, you will have to take those out and clean them. There's like a carpet sensor right there. We have fall-off sensors. So this is so it won't fall down the stairs. Once in a while, you do have to clean those. There's that side brush. Now be careful, this is kind of fragile, but it has a motor in there that's going to move it out while it's spinning. Once in a while, you will have to replace that. Now, here's the mop pads. Now, once in a while, you will have to replace these mop pads. They're just held on with Velcro. Very easy to replace. There's where the water comes out from the internal tank to wet the mop pad. And this can raise and lower these mop pads, depending if it senses carpet, 10 millimeters. So that's really nice. Now, this mop pad, which we'll show whenever we're cleaning, it can move it over to the side so that it cleans better next to the side, like when it's up against a wall. That's really...
Mop mount installed.
So in the app, you can have this thing vacuum and mop. You can have it just mop. You can have it just vacuum. Or you could have it vacuum everything first, then go back and do the mopping.
Room cleaning.
Okay, so I told it to clean the kitchen here. You can do your entire house, or you can do a zone. I could have just told it in the app, just clean that little area right there, but I'm gonna have it clean just the kitchen. Now the first thing it's gonna do, it's gonna wash the mop pad. That's gonna do two things. That's gonna get the mop pad clean, but it's also gonna get it wet, so that when it starts mopping, it's nice and wet, and it can start acting good. And you'll hear a series of pumps. You'll hear the clean water being put down there, and then you'll hear the dirty water being sucked up. It's also going to take the clean water and fill the robot to make sure the robot's tank is full. This usually takes less than 2 minutes. Now the idea behind this type of robot mopping your floor is that mop pad has to capture the dirt. Now it may spread it around a little bit, but what's going to happen is it's going to go mop that. It's going to capture a lot of that dirt in the mop pad. It's going to come back to the base station. Then it's going to wash that mop pad, sense how dirty that water was. If it was really dirty, then it's like, okay, I have to go back and re-mop this area, which it should do. So for everyday mopping that doesn't have a big muddy mess, it's going to be able to do this entire floor one time, come back and wash the mop and be done. Then over here with the carpet, we're going to watch it raise the mop pad when it wants to go to carpet. And then it can lower it automatically. And then in that corner, I've got a bunch of coffee grounds. We're going to watch that side brush. See how it does.
Washed. Resuming cleaning.
Okay, it's going to start cleaning. Now I've got it using the Roborock Smart Plan. There, it's extending the mop pad. And it's starting to mop the muddy paw prints. So we're just going to monitor this and see how it goes. So there, it's avoiding that obstacle right there. It's going to go around it. If you've got the picture taking capability, it will take a picture of that obstacle. But it's off by default. Now here it's going to raise the mop pads. And when it senses carpet, it increases the suction power because it needs a little bit more suction power when it's vacuuming carpet. Okay. There it is. It extended the side brush. It didn't do it the first time, but then it did it. And now it's going to extend the mop pad underneath the kitchen cabinets. And it got most of that coffee right there. Now after it does the perimeter of the room, it's going to go back and forth in straight lines to get the center of the room now. Alright, so you can see it did swirl it a little bit, so we're hoping a lot of the dirt got captured in there. It's going to go back, clean it, and then come back to this area. Alright, looks like it's doing a pretty good job on carpet. Okay, now it's back to mopping and vacuuming the hardwood floors. right. So once it goes one way, it's going to come back and go the other way now. It's going to go back and forth this other way. Then it's going to go back and wash the mop pad. And if the docking station senses that that water is really dirty, it's going to go back and remop this area. Yeah, it's doing a really good job. Wow. That was a pretty big muddy paw mess. Yep. I think those might have been your muddy paw prints. Huh, Miss Fiona? Okay, so in the Roborock app, you're able to see a live view of where the robot is in the kitchen and any obstacles that it encountered. And I have it to where it'll take pet pics. So if it sees your pet, it will take a picture of it. And there's Miss Fiona. That's that little dog print icon. Okay, so it's finishing up. It did a really good job the first time on those muddy paw prints. There's just a couple places left, but it's going to come back and remop them after it cleans the mop pads. Right now, it's finishing up the vacuuming. It did a really good job on that carpet. Okay, so it's all done. It's coming back to the dock, and it's going to wash the mop pads with hot water. And when it sucks the dirty water up, there's a sensor in there, and it's going to sense how dirty that water is. If it senses that the water's not very dirty, then the job is going to be done, and then it's going to blow. Then it's going to turn on a hot air dryer and blow hot air onto the mop pad so that it will be dry.
Starting to wash the mop.
So here's everywhere it cleaned in the kitchen. Let's click on that little shoe icon. So that was my shoe. I was in the way of it, so it sensed it as an obstacle and took a picture of it. Now again, that feature is off by default, but you can go in the app and turn that on. And while it's washing the mop, you'll hear it spin the mop pad like at different levels. It's trying to help dry it by spinning it really fast. It's not really loud when it's doing it though. And it's also going to auto-empty. After it's done washing the mop, it will auto-empty the dustbin. So there'll be a vacuum inside here, kick on, that empties everything out of it. Okay, now it's going to empty the dustbin.
Self-cleaning completed.
Okay, so now it kicked on the fan that's going to dry the mop pads, if you can hear it. Now that fan will blow hot air right onto the mop pads so that they will be dry and you won't get an odor from them. That can go from anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, depending on what you've got set up in the app. Okay, so there must not have been enough dirt. It's not doing a remop. I was so excited. I wanted to see it remop. It did get the floor pretty clean. Yeah, it's actually really, really clean. I was hoping for a remop because I thought that mop pad would just be so dirty that it would sense it. So I have seen that work though. It does work, just not this time. Well, you know what they say. If at first you don't succeed, try again. So I've got some really, really mud paw prints. We're gonna do a vacuum and mop in a section. So I'm doing a zone now.
Starting zone cleaning.
So since the mop pad, I like that it knows the mop pad is wet still. Now I did buy this with my own money, and it does retail I had to pay $1,600 for it, so it's a really expensive robot. But I do think it's doing a good job. That pet pig, that was pretty cool, right? That was unexpected. I'd like to see that side brush extend on some more times. Seems like it will only do it in an actual true corner. Yeah, It won't do it when it doesn't sense an actual corner. No, I can't see it. No. Okay, so we're definitely going to get a muddy mop pad. I was so excited when I learned this on the Qrevo Pro. The Qrevo Pro has a docking station 2.0, which has this same feature. All right, so we are getting the smearing. Again, that's how these robots have to work. They have to rely on the mop pad to capture that dirt, take it back to the dock, and that's how it's going to clean it. Now, I wonder if this has dirt detection with the sensor. They talked about this a little bit. And again, I think, Roborock, if you're listening, I would like more description on these sensors and what they do. I had to learn by trial and error. And I think you could inform people a lot more about how these different sensors actually work. So I'm learning something new right now. I've never put this big a mess. I think it did see it because it was acting pretty weird. Like, it was like, what's this? Now, we do have quite a bit of smear going on. And that's to be expected. And at first I thought that was a bad thing, but if it can go back and clean the mop pad and come back and remop the area, then it's actually okay, because you end up with a clean floor. It just takes a little bit longer. Now, I don't think I got a dirty vent. No, just my foot. It saw my foot, yeah. I would love to see like a dirt, like, oh, I saw dirt, but I don't know if it's going to do that. Now, I do have it set on 2 passes, so it's going to go back. Now it's going to go the other way now. And if you have really shiny hardwood floors, you can, in the app, you can tell it only to mop one way with the grain. That way it doesn't leave streaks. It does okay on marble and that, going both directions, but if you have really, really shiny hardwood floors with a really glossy coating, you might get streaks if it went opposite. Boy, that's still pretty impressive. On the second pass, it got the streaks. Now, I imagine there's a little bit of film, you know, that mop pad is dirt. It does have dirt in it. So I imagine there is a little bit of a film still in it, even though it looks clean. And I am using that Roborock solution. I don't know that it makes that big of a difference because you're using such a small quantity. Okay, I just want to pause it. Yeah, those mop pads are dirty. You know. So let's have it finish.
Resume.
Again, I bought this with my own money and I was not paid for this video, but I do use links. So underneath the video description, I'll put a link to this where you can purchase it off Amazon. If you end up purchasing it using that link, the product won't cost you anymore, but I will get a small commission from the sale. It is a way of helping support my channel. That way I can buy these robots and give you an honest review. Now, at the end of this video, we've got to come up with is it worth $1,600? That's going to be a big question. It's got lots of technology. You're paying for lots of technology because there is one almost as good, which I will be comparing it to the Pro. The Pro's about half the price. Okay, now we're hoping that it's going to clean the mop pads and go back and remop.
Wash the mop.
Okay, we're going to get a mop wash. Now in a little bit, we're going to come do carpet. I've got fake dog poop, iPhone cable, lots of confetti. We're going to see how it does here in a minute. Okay, so we're just waiting. There's where it cleaned. We're just waiting for the remop, hopefully.
Emptying dustbin.
All right, so it's emptying the dustbin again.
Mop washed. Resuming cleaning.
Yes! We got a remop. I love it. I did not tell it to go back and clean. It should say I was hoping it would say remopping. It does. It says remopping. And we've got a remop. We got a remop. And it's only mopping. It's not vacuuming. So now that mop pad is clean and it's going to get that whatever film was left over on the floor. We got a remop. Yes. I mean, Roborock should be advertising this like That is like, that's like a little paragraph in their ad. Like, that's amazing. I had to just come upon that. Like, it wasn't very descriptive. That's huge. I mean, that floor. I could get a paper towel. Okay, so now it's done. Oh, it is a little still dirty. It's not as clean as we would like to see it. Yeah, it looked clean. Okay, you know what's interesting? Other than the paper towel was still dirty, it just came back to the dock. It didn't clean the mop pad. Like, it just went right into drying. Huh. All right, let's go into the history. The history is where you're going to see a lot of this. Dirt map. Okay, so it definitely noticed the dirt. Now, I don't think the sensor, I think it was the base station that noticed the dirt, even though the sensor kind of was acting funny. Okay, so when I need to clean a floor quick, I use the Swiffer Power Mop. Let's just see if let's just see if this leaves. So let's see if the paper towel is dirty now. All right. You know, it's still even dirty, even with that mop. I mean, I could really keep going over it, but that's actually a pretty good mop. But so it's, you know, our floors, I think, are always just a little bit dirty. All right, let's do a zone clean in front of the couch.
Start vacuuming the selected zones.
Okay, it is on station, ready to start cleaning. This is a pretty big mess. Yeah, it doesn't extend that side brush unless it actually knows it's in a corner. I think it uses a combination of the front sensor and the side sensor. All right, you see it. Oh, we're going around. Oh, okay, we've got some obstacle avoidance. We've got obstacle avoidance. We have got obstacle. I almost missed it. I was expecting it to just go along the side of it, maybe the next pass. What are you doing? What are you doing? You did such a good job until that point. Well, that's gonna cost some points, and now you're stuck. I know. Huh? It didn't even sense it. No, and just when I thought it did sense it, it didn't. And I do have the picture. I got everything turned on. The increased, I forgot what the increase where it touches things, like it won't stay away from stuff. It'll go close to things, or no, it'll stay away from things. That's it. So it's gonna run that iPhone cable over. Huh. Now this does have video calling, so since you have a camera on the front, you can treat this like a robot. Like, you don't have to have, like, when it's not cleaning your house and you were away from your house, you could tell it to go to a certain room and look around. And you could have it go find your pets. You can talk through it. You can talk to them through it. So there is this video calling feature because it has the more expensive sensor, the actual picture taking sensor. Nope, not even close. All right. 65. Let's go to tornado. Let's go to max. And you're definitely going to run that one over too. Yep, not even a hesitation. Okay, so in the ad it says it has 10,000 pascals of suction. That's nice, but are you going to run it? Is that only when it's in this tornado max? They call it max plus. You know, if you're going to tell us 10,000 pascals of suction, so in my opinion, what I think of is, okay, so when it's on max plus, it's got 10,000 pascals of suction, which is awesome. But are you going to use that all the time? That's the thing. Is the AI, is it going to ramp up to 10,000 pascals of suction when it, because this has that AI feature that it wants you to let the robot figure out how to clean it. So while, yeah, 10,000 pascals is a really high number, I don't know that, will it even ever use that? Interesting, it did see the pedestal. It does a good job of noticing pedestals. It does a really good job every time my foot, it's got shoes down pat. It can recognize a shoe. So now it's going back and forth. I had to do 2 passes since this was so. Now, interestingly, it does slow down on some. Again, they don't talk about this. It slows down. See, then it speeds up. So they don't. Is it sensing the dirt? Like, see there, that's fast. So what's going on? Is it just because it was approaching the end, or okay, there's a fast. Maybe just because it was approaching a barrier. Yeah. I'm just under the opinion, the more information you give consumers, the better. See there, it slowed down. Okay, so it must have it thought it was getting close to another barrier. Okay, so as you see, hold on. I want to take a look. Now, to say robots don't work, and I hate it when they do that. I don't know why it's not. Oh, that's why. It's completely full. Okay, so to say robots don't work is not true. They do work. Is it going to deep clean this carpet? No. You are still going to have to run a vacuum cleaner once in a while, you know. And again, this only lifts 10 millimeters. So for normal carpet, it is going to drag it across the carpet. But you can set it up to where it will vacuum your house first and then mop. That way that mop pad, because when it first starts out, it's dry. So if you've got that setting, when the robot first starts your house, that mop pad will be dry. It's going to go ahead and vacuum everywhere. Then it'll come back, wash the mop pad. Well, it'll auto-empty too. And then it will go back and mop and vacuum. So that's a pretty good feature. I used to think they had to remove their mop pads, but I'm getting away from that more and more. All right, it's going to auto-empty everything. I don't know, it may wash the mop first.
Charging.
And sometimes they don't, that should auto-empty. There's settings on the dock, so it doesn't auto-empty as often. And see, under the dock settings, the empty mode's smart. It wants to figure out when to empty the dustbin, which I would just put it on max. I mean, it's not very loud. Just let it do it more often. And then we've got, okay, here's that setting. Under the floor cleaning settings, there's the extend the flexi arm both of them, which I've got it on. Automatic remopping, that was off, I think, by default. Yeah, when it's detected. Pet area deep cleaning, that when it sees a pet bowl or a dog bed. There's the floor direction. Where's the... Oh no, it's in carpet cleaning setting. I've got it set to rise, so it just lifts. And I have carpet boost on, but there is deep cleaning carpet. After room cleaning, the robot will separately clean carpets in each room. Huh. So this is there's the setting, vacuum first. So you can always have it vacuum first. That way the mop pads aren't wet as they're being dragged along your carpet. But the neat thing about these apps, these Roborock and a lot of apps, they are so capable. So now I can go right into the dock. I could tell it to wash the mop pad dry, but let's do an empty.
Emptying dustbin.
Now, if you want to know more about all those settings, check my setup video. I walk through every single setting on it. So check that out. This video is more of just how it works.
Dustbin removed.
Okay, it got everything. Look at that. Now, I do consider that filter to be sort of small, and they typically need clean more than the app says. Now, the app is in the maintenance settings, it's going to say, hey, clean the sensors. It's going to tell you when these things are due, but that filter, you need to clean it about half as often, or twice as often as it tells you. There's the mop pads from the remop. I would have loved to seen it. Yeah, again, these robots are keeping me on my toes, because the minute I think I know everything on them, the minute I learn something new. Okay, let's take a look at the dirty one. Ooh, yeah. That's pretty dirty. All right, again, to say these don't work is not true. Wow. And you will have to rinse these out because they will get an odor in them if you don't keep these clean. Okay, let's go over the scoring. Very high marks. Setup, super easy. Mopping the muddy paw prints, it did a good job. Sound levels are good. Mop pads. It can't leave the mop pads back at the base station, but you can do vacuuming then mopping. So that's why I give it a high score on there. Let's talk about, obstacle avoidance. That's a 2 out of 5. Lights or plug-ins next to the wall, like cords next to the wall, it does okay. Again, not very loud. Vacuuming 67. Obstacles, it does take pictures and it does give you no-go suggestions. Doesn't remind you to empty the bag, but the bag's super easy to change. Maintenance on Roborocks are some of the easiest, and parts are available now. And cost. So Roborock actually does a pretty good job of supplying the parts, having the cost be relatively, it's not cheap, but it's relatively low, and it's easy to do. It's relatively simple. There's nothing too complicated with the maintenance. Now, that's not to say it's not a lot of work. It's just it's not super complicated. So it got dinged on price. So $1,600, it should have avoided all of that obstacles, because there's where the money is. It's in the technology and the sensor in the front. Being able to do video calling, take pictures, that's a lot of technology that's extra. Now, I will be comparing it right next to, I'm doing a spoiler alert, you probably don't have to watch it, but the Roborock Qrevo Pro, $800 right now, $94. Its optical avoidance was about the same. It just doesn't take pictures. So, wow. So now, okay. Is this worth $1,600? No, it's not. What's a good price point for it? Well, a good price point, so you do have technology with this video calling. That's a whole separate ordeal. Like the video, being able to have it can roam your house like a security dog. You can have it do set it up on a schedule where it just goes around your house, taking video and pictures. So that's a whole kind of separate thing that is going to add a lot of cost to it. So if you need that, then the price for around 14, maybe 13 is probably good. But for just how well it's cleaning, this is about a $1,200 robot. I take that back. I mean, the $800 Pro did just as good a job. So yeah, unless you really need all that technology. The side brush is only going to come out when it's actually in a true corner, which is nice, but that's an expensive part. I love the mop pad. I think that's important. And the Pro has the mop pad that comes out. So I think that's important. The side brush, you know, I think it's pretty fragile. I'm always a little worried about those because it's only going to use maybe 5 or 6 times during a cleaning of a typical room. And is it worth that much technology for what you're getting out of it? And then again, like I said, it's got that 10,000 pascals of suction. Is it going to replace a stand-up vacuum cleaner? No, it's not going to replace, just like it's not going to replace a mop. You know, these are nice pieces of technology. They do a good job. To say they're garbage, to say they don't work is not true. They do work, but they're more of meant to keep maintaining, like put them on a schedule. My number one thing I tell people when you get these, put this on a schedule. You can always back the schedule down. I would have it do twice a week. And it's easier to go up and tell it to stop cleaning than to start cleaning because you never remember. So it may start cleaning and you're in the middle of a conference call, then just go up and tell it to stop. You know, and then it'll catch it on then it'll catch it on the next schedule. So put these on a schedule. They do maintain clean houses. We've got one upstairs, the S8 Max V right now. We did we do not vacuum and mop as much as we used to. That is a true statement. So, but do we sometimes still mop? Yes. Do we sometimes still get the big vacuum cleaner out? Yes, that is true. And are we shocked when we get the big Dyson out that's got this big powerful suction and we're vacuuming the carpet and they're like, oh, it's got stuff in it. But that's, you know, it's to be expected somewhat because I've done the huge Dyson. Yeah, here's in my collection here we got going. I've done the huge Dyson and then go over it with a Shark, and the Shark will pick up stuff. I've vacuumed a room with a Shark, which that's a really good Shark, Stratus, and then I'll go right back over it with a Dyson, and there'll be stuff in the Dyson. So getting, you know, there always going to be something left in your carpet, no matter what you're using. Now here we have the Eufy S1 Pro, and here is the latest. This is like a Tinico. It has a dirty water tank, and this is a brush roller that's it's wiping the dirty water off into that tank, but while it's cleaning the floor. So it's got fresh water, wipe, and then wipe again the dirt off into that. So that's the future. Yeah, this is the Eufy S1 Pro. And again, be sure and check out my very next video. As soon as I stop with doing this, I'm going to write some notes down. That's the Pro. Qrevo Pro, Qrevo Master. Spoiler alert, just get the Pro unless you absolutely need the video technology. That's actually going to be a really high pick for me now because of the price and what it does. It's got the auto remopping technology that one's got. Now earlier in here, right now it's July 2024. I bought this one, that's the Qrevo Max V. I bought that brand new, like $1,500, $1,600. I consider it already obsolete. It's basically the Master the Master is a Qrevo Max V with a side brush that extends. I mean, I'll do a little bit more research. That's just my preliminary, but I think this has everything that the Master has except for that flexi arm. And I'm finding it's not available in a lot of places. So I think they just, I don't know. I couldn't figure the Qrevo thing out. They released too many Qrevos and they're so expensive. It was super hard to get, and I had to budget. Like that was earlier budget. And then I had to get the Master, then the Pro. Like these were super expensive vacuums. Dream X40, Dream has kind of slowed down. They were in a fast pace for a while. They released the X30, then the X40. Eufy hasn't come out with any, oh no, the S1, I'm sorry. That's the X10 Pro Omni. That's still an excellent vacuum cleaner. It does mopping. Just not a lot of the bells and whistles. But I'm looking forward to Eufy, Roborock, and Dream. For these high-end ones are the top players right now. Roomba is not. Roomba is behind the curve. They've got a brand new Roomba that's coming out. That's the J9 Plus with the auto refill. That's last year's model. There's better. But they've got a new one coming out. From my preliminary looking at it online, it doesn't look to be that good. They're moving the robot back and forth to clean the mop pad, which it seems like, why are you doing that? And it still doesn't have LiDAR navigation. Like, how can we not have LiDAR navigation at this point? These are budget. These are $300 ones just for vacuuming. They do a great job. You know, obstacle avoidance, not the best, but they map your house, no-go zones, and they just vacuum and auto-empty. I'm really looking forward to Shark. I think Shark, it's been a while since they've released a new one. I think they're probably going to start releasing some new vacuums. If they want to be in this, if they want to be in the market of robot vacuum cleaners on the higher end, they're going to have to release something new because this is budget. This is $300, $200 to $300 robot, but the technology is surpassing even Shark. Shark's been doing this a while and their app is kind of old. So Eufy does the same thing the Shark does, but it has a better app. And we can never forget Dyson. I got the $1,200 Dyson. I did a 30-day test on my house. It did a great job. Oh yeah, I got a brand new Shark Power Detect vacuum cleaner. I got to get on it. Got the new Keurig. This is the brand new Keurig K-Duo. They should have called it something because they've already got a K-Duo. So call it the K-Duo Lightning Edition or something because it's going to get confusing. But because they're still going to sell the old K-Duo. So, but this one does look pretty cool. And don't forget, check out my other channel, Just a Dad Tips. I have 2 YouTube channels, Just a Dad and Just a Dad Tips. And on Tips, I do video doorbells, Ring doorbells, and there's all the Blink. I show you which one's the best. Blink is okay, but they have not, they're kind of the Roomba of video door of surveillance right now. They're good, but there's been some other companies innovating. And guess which one is innovating faster? Eufy. This is Eufy Security. I bought all these with my own money. I am super impressed with these. I've installed these at my house and they are working excellent. So check out my Just a Dad Tips where I go over all of these, but I'll be doing comparisons in there over there too. I know if you watch my videos, I always come over to this shelf. Eufy L50, $150, LiDAR navigation. Absolutely amazing. Roomba. This is their brand new Roomba Essentials. No navigation, $250. Absolutely awful. Do not get. But they sell a bunch of them because it's got the nice Roomba. I was super excited about that. So this only uses physical barriers. Like with LiDAR, I can separate the rooms. I can put no-go zones, and they just work. I'm not finding it and putting it back on its dock. Even the Tycom L50, or no, the 9000. This is $150. LiDAR navigation. Yeah, and there's the i3. There's the i5. No LiDAR navigation. They use a technology on the bottom that's like a mouse. Does not work very well. And here we have the Dream. This is the T30 Combo. It's actually a pretty good robot. The price is coming down on these. I'm sorry, Ecovacs. This is the Ecovacs. I bought this with my own money. It's got a little handheld vacuum on the side that auto empties. Look for this video coming soon. It's got a good price point for what it does. It's not super complicated. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles that these more expensive ones, but it washes the mops, vacuums, so pretty neat. Again, I bought it with my own money. That way I can say whatever I want about it. Same with these over here. So again, this was a really long video. Sorry about that, but I think I enjoy it. I have fun. I'm hoping this helps you. And again, I really do appreciate everybody's support. So be sure and check me out on Facebook. I have 2 pages on Facebook. I have a group page and a Facebook page. I do free giveaways over there. I really would appreciate a follow. It's kind of behind the scenes. You know, you'll see what the latest videos coming out are and different things. It's a great way to communicate with me. I'm also on Instagram. That's also another way. You'll see behind the scenes of kind of what's going on in future projects. And I'm also on TikTok. We have a lot of fun over on TikTok. Just kind of creative videos. Nothing too in depth, but kind of just some neat videos. And I got lots of good videos coming out. I mean, I bought these with my own money. This was super expensive. That's the Pro, that's the Master, the Qrevo. Wow. I mean, these are going to be some interesting videos coming out because I've learned so much. Just when you think you know a lot about robot vacuum cleaners, you'll get one and you learn even more. So I'm excited to share with you what I've learned. Come join me on this journey of robot vacuum cleaners. I've got the Ecovacs, very popular with this little handheld vacuum. That's the T30. I've got the Dream X40. I just put the brand new brush roller in the X40, the one with the little cutter. I got a video on that. So be sure it did okay. Eufy X10 Pro Omni getting a little, there's starting to be some competition, but great price point, $650. Obsolete already. That's the Qrevo Max V. Paid $1,600 for that. It's already been surpassed, and it's not even 6 months old. X30, yes. Eureka, there's a good vacuum. That was on sale for Prime Days for $300. Normally $400. It does mopping and self-empty, and it has, guess what? It has LiDAR. That one I recommend for a good budget vacuum cleaner. And we've got the L20, the Dream L20. That's the more Roombas. That's the J5. Do lots of vacuum cleaner reviews. Got the Tinico. These are all Tinicos over here. I've got a bunch of Tinicos. Which Tinico to buy? The Shark Mess Masters. These compete with the Hydrovacs that they used to have. This is the brand new Mess Masters. More Roombas. Roborock. I do have the new. It's not here yet, but iRobot just released a brand new vacuum cleaner, robot vacuum cleaner. It's pretty much like that, except it cleans the mop pad by moving the robot back and forth, which I'm not sure about. These are some awesome budget ones. The Shark AI. This is the white Shark AI, typically on sale for $300. Eufy L60, under $300. An amazing robot vacuum cleaner. Guess what? They both have LiDAR. And here was the deal. This is called the Shark Blue. It was an open box. I don't think they make it anymore, but it was an open box for $177 off of Amazon and Walmart. And they had a bunch of these. And they go in and out of stock. So you got to kind of keep looking for it. LiDAR navigation, $177. It just works. And I just got the brand new Keurig K Duo. They've got a brand new Keurig out. And if you're thinking of upgrading, or I've got videos on Ring, which I thought was the latest and greatest, but it's not. I've got all the videos on how to set up all these Ring video doorbells and cameras. And I thought they were going to be the latest and greatest, but something has surpassed them. And it's not Blink. Now, I have videos on Blink. I've had Blink cameras for over 3 years. They work, very basic, but there is something better. Eufy Security. So I love it. I bought all these with my own money. And I just recently, I've got it installed at my house. And I just recently installed some of these cameras at my son's work because he was wanting cameras that record 24/7, but no monthly fee. These are good. It's on my Just a Dad tips. That's where I don't do vacuum cleaners over there and stuff. I'm a firm believer in these, and I'm a firm believer from experience, not because they've never contacted me. They're not paying me. I bought all these are expensive, and that was in the there's a whole no monthly fee, so you can pay a little bit more, and they have tracking. So one camera can track, and it can replace those fixed cameras. If you may have to have 2 or 3 fixed cameras to watch something, but with something that tracks, you may not need that many. So, game changer. I can't stress this enough. I am super excited. Lots of videos on these. Again, I'm not sponsored. I just believe in them, and I'm using them, and I actually installed them at my son's work. He loves them, and I'm learning about them. So the way, if you're familiar with my channel, sometimes I don't know every single thing about these robots every single time, but I try to learn as much as I can, and sometimes I learn in the videos, and we learn together. So I just really, really do love what I do. I want to be able to give you the honest answers or the honest reviews on these products. Do I believe in them? Yes, I do. I'm trying not to get anything sent to me for free. Sometimes I do get a couple things sent to me for free. I won't review it unless I believe in it. But I will disclose that. If somebody does send it to me for free, I will say this was sent to me for free, but I will try to tell you that I won't review it unless I actually believe in it. So again, thanks everybody for your support. I do use links. So that's how you can help support my channel. So I do buy these with my own money, but if you use the links in my description, it'll take you to Amazon, Shark Ninja, or Walmart. And if you end up purchasing the product using my link, I'll get a small commission from the sale. Now, the product won't cost you anymore, but it is a way of supporting me by giving me a little bit of commission off the sale. I really, really do appreciate that. But again, I am an affiliate with those companies, and I do earn money off of commissions. I want to make that very, very clear. And I will disclose if somebody gives me a product, I'll disclose that. Now there's a next step, which I don't know if I'll be into it or not, but we'll see, is being sponsored. That's when a manufacturer pays me to do a video. Now I haven't done those yet. And if I do that, I have to disclose that also. And I will early in the video, so you'll get an idea. But again, maybe in the future, I don't know. We're on this journey together. Again, I really do appreciate everybody's support. I'm learning as I go, and I really do appreciate people comments. A third of this video is because somebody left a comment about the iRobot navigation, which again, I thought I knew and I didn't. So I thank you. Comments, please leave your comments. If there's something I'm doing wrong, if there's a better explanation, please leave the comment. I don't mind at all. I'll incorporate it into the next video. Again, I just really love what I do, and I'm so thankful for everybody. And I just love that we're on this journey together to come up with the best products with honest reviews. That's kind of a theme I'm going for. I know it's been kind of all over the place a little bit, but that's kind of a theme I'm going for. I do how-tos and how to fix, but I'm starting to get into a lot of reviews, and I want my Just a Dad brand to be a respected brand, that it's going to be an honest review. You know, I may not know everything, and I may be wrong on some things once in a while, but at least I'm coming to you from a place of honesty and just trying to be genuine about these reviews. So again, I really, really do appreciate everybody's support, and thanks for watching.